I've seen the future.
Hey everybody, it's Colette Baron-Reid. Welcome to this week's Oracle Guidance and lesson for the week July the 10th. Isn't this an amazing space where I am right now? We're shooting some videos for Oracle School and I'm so excited. Anyway, okay, let's get to the reading. Now, as you know, this is prescriptive and I'm mixing my decks. So I'm using Wisdom of the Oracle again this week, and I'm choosing the Good Tarot as kind of like the affirmative action that we need to take as a result of these cards. Now remember that we're looking at energy, so I'm looking at what is the prescription for all of us to deal with this universal energy, kind of like the weather report that's affecting everybody on the collective, and then you look at how you would apply this to your personal life. And I'm going to invite you to do something fun after the video is over. In the comments section, for a change, I'd like you to go to my website and pull 3 cards for your week too. Check it out and see how these 2 readings came together, how your week went, what your cards told you, and how they related to the more general reading for everybody that I'm going to give you this week. Now, this week's focus is a little bit, I would say, very much related to family, friends, community, and it's no surprise we just came out of a Cancer full moon. So we're a little sensitive things this month. I know, because I am also a Cancer, and my birthday's at the end of the week. Anyhow, so 3 protection cards, and whenever we get 3 protection cards, it tells us that we have to really take care and that we are being cared for. That if there is some internal turmoil, it's because we are either resisting a change or it's reminding us that it's time to take a look, take inventory of where we are and what we need to change in order to be in the highest good for all. We don't want to keep repeating the past. If we do what we did, we're going to get what we got. And so now especially, we're really looking at our relationships, how we're engaging with the tribe or community that we're hanging out with. Are we in alignment with them, or have we changed and is it time to move on? And so this is about that this week. So the tribe is in the protection card. So that asks everybody, look at your community, look at the people you hang out with, who are your friends. They say that the 5 people that you spend the most time with really tells you about you. So look at the 5 people that you are spending time with the most and you are spending a lot of energy on, and ask yourself, is this really a reflection of who I want to become? And is this in the highest good for everybody? So this is a kind of like, you know, unfriending on Facebook week. No, I'm kidding. Well, maybe. I don't know. Maybe. Okay. Now the next card is Message in a Bottle. Now the first card's always the anchor, tells us what we're looking at. So that's why I talked about community and relationships and friends and family and who you hang out with and people at work. And it's an associative card. The second card tells us more about the first. Now, Message in a Bottle is upside down. So we're having a lot of miscommunication, kind of like a Mercury retrograde this week. So we have to be very careful to be clear in our communication, and we got to pay attention to the great signs that we're getting all the time. It's kind of like a red flag, the flag that goes like, hello, don't go there. And we're going, what a pretty flag, right? You just kind of want to jump right in. So it's asking us to slow down and really listen. Listen to the things a person doesn't say. Read between the lines, and also know that Spirit is trying to talk to you, so use your inner ear, listen through your heart. The third card is Higher Power, also in protection, which means we might think we're God when we're not. So this is, again, these 3 cards are like, wow, we're thinking everything is on us, and maybe we're enmeshed or codependent with other people, or like, boy, it looks like a big hairball. We can get out of that hairball through our relationship to Spirit. This Higher Power card is all about our partnership with Spirit, and it does let us know that we may not be really that present to that. So prayer, meditation, asking for what is in the highest good. This is going to be really key this week. And then we end up in Fork in the Road. Now, Fork in the Road tells us that we have to make a choice. And it does tell us that the right choice will be made if we manage to go through these 3 steps first, which is recognize who we're associating with, Know who you want to spend your time with. Is this healthy for me? And then the next one is, am I listening truly, or am I only wanting what I want things to be, or am I projecting onto other people? That's also part of this. And the higher power is really saying that we're not in control. You know, I always say, who's large and in charge? Well, it isn't me. So we turn our will and our lives over to the care of Spirit this week. And that's what this is saying, is get with God. Really get with God and know that the decision that you need to make will be apparent as a result of what happens this week. Now let's further this conversation. So I hope we're with this here. And this can be anything, by the way. It could just be like, you know, co-workers that you're uncomfortable with. It doesn't have to be like a big upheaval, but it is asking us also, remember, into me I see. It's about intimate relationships and how we are in the world. Are we a good neighbor? Am I a good wife? You know, am I a good friend? This is also about us. What do we contribute to our community? So it's also the reverse. It's not just about who we don't want to hang with or who we feel like, oh, that's not healthy. It's, are we healthy? And if not, how do we change that? Which is the fork in the road card. Now let's learn a little bit more. Now you guys know that I have a new deck out called the Good Tarot. Now the Good Tarot is a deck that is different than the typical tarot deck. It is a hybrid of an oracle deck plus a tarot. So what that means is has the same structure, same architecture of a regular tarot deck in that there's 78 cards and they're almost identical to the Rider-Waite deck. But I've changed them to create more of an atmosphere of positive psychology. Instead of predicting an event that might be challenging, we actually affirm our way through challenges. So it's a very different usage of the deck, and I really do hope that you're gonna start to be friends with it. Okay, so what I love about this is it tells us what to do, how to think, how to feel, how to behave, and like, okay, I got those 4 cards from the Wisdom of the Oracle, well now what? So Page of Fire has an affirmation I think is beautiful. We have the Page of Fire and the 2 of Air. And the Page of Fire says, it's very enthusiastic, this card, because it's new. So I love that it follows fork in the road. Remember, we're there to make a choice. What does the Page of Fire say? Now we're supposed to make choices, right? Enthusiastic action, adventurousness, venturing forth and acting on a new idea. So we're saying, wow, this is a really good week to do something new. If I do what I did, I'm gonna get what I got. And this is saying, no, this is a really great time to do something new. And here's the affirmations. I am free to venture forth, for co-creating a life true to my desires is my right. And then I'm finding my purpose. So I take the first step into something new. Now remember, it doesn't say do the whole thing. It's a first step. My ideas have value. I dream boldly. So this means there's some courage attached to this card, right? And it's this beautiful fire card all about action and behavior. So how do we behave around this other conversation? Now, this next card is an air card called the 2 of Air, and it's how we think. And this is also quite interesting. You can't make this up. I mean, this is like every week I'm always amazed at how accurate the cards are. And then I actually keep a journal, so I look over my week and see how much in alignment is this accurate. Because if it's not accurate, I don't want to keep doing it either, right? I'm like, why would I do this? It's pretty uncanny. Now, it says uncertainty and considering options. So remember, we want to take a step. We also had that whole thing about a fork in the road. And so now we're thinking about the options. We're like, I'm a little uncertain, even though I'm enthusiastic. So it feels like it might be a little bit in contrast to the Page of Fire. So it tempers it a little bit. You're not gonna go running out going, we have something new. Instead it says, you know, there is something new and I'm pretty excited about it, but I'm gonna think. Think before I act. And time to take a break to consider my options and think about things. There is no need to rush forward. The perfect answer for the highest good will come to me if I take my time and remain in a peaceful state of mind. So I want to talk a little bit more about this. So when you get these 2 cards together, one is quite exuberant and the other one is a little bit more, I would say, tempered and subdued. So what we don't want to see, because the Page is an immature card, we are at the fork in the road. We've already seen those first 3 cards in protection to say, you know, well, I'm not really, you know, I got to really reconnect to my higher power. It's not all on my shoulders. I think it is. You know, am I associating with the right people? Am I making the right choices? All these options, da 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 da. And then the page would go like, wee, I just want to go do something new. But this is really good because this card is immature and this card is also at the beginning of the suit. But it represents, it's a 2, so it does represent partnership. And we remember that it's our body, mind, and spirit. So our intellect is not enough. Remember we had the higher power card in protection from Wisdom of the Oracle. This reminds us that when we take a step back and we get still, we listen to the still small voice. We connect to our higher power. We ask for help and guidance. And that then gives us a more tempered choice for how to move forward in our enthusiasm to do something different. So I think this is going to be a very interesting week. And as I mentioned earlier, what I would love to see happen is that you guys start sharing your cards and your week at the bottom in the comments section. And we can always revisit afterwards too, before we look at the next video. So this is the general. So let's take this as all of our overarching theme this week. And I always believe that the people who watch the video are who the reading's for. And now, so what's that mean? So you've got this big theme, like a weather report. Well, what are you gonna do? So what I'd like to see is go to my website. You know that I have the daily wisdom pick, and you can choose any one of 4 of my oracle decks, and you can choose 3 cards. So what I'd like you to ask is, show me what I need to learn about the week ahead, right? So we are asking about what's the lesson here in this week, about you personally. And then what I want you to do is write them out, and then pay attention to see how things play out intellectually, emotionally, psychologically, you know, other people around you, and you'll start to see your story in motion in greater detail when you do that added to what I'm doing for you every week. And then we can come back and have a conversation about it. And I'd really love to see how I can help you too, being able to get the most out of your oracle cards when you share them. And if you start to get really interested in this and you start to see your story in motion and get all jazzed up, well, join us on Facebook at my Oracle School Insiders group. Everybody is welcome and we focus on the cards and doing readings, and I teach you guys all kinds of stuff in there. Maybe I'll see you there. Take care. All right, so if you like this video, subscribe to my channel and like the video and leave a comment. Don't forget to go pick your cards. I'd love to see how the puzzle fits together.
I've seen the future. It's beautiful.